Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
Awesome. So today we're going to be looking at this really interesting quote from, the one and only Mark Twain.
Huh. Can't go wrong with Mark Twain.
Right. And it got me thinking, we hear so much about positive thinking and believing in yourself, but what about the impact of other people, right? Like, how do the people around us shape our beliefs about what we're capable of?
Yeah, that's huge, isn't it?
Totally. So let's jump right into this quote and then, unpack it a bit and see what we can learn. Twain says, and I'm just going to quote him here, "Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you, too, can become great."
Mm.
So, I don't know, what's your first reaction to that? What pops out for you?
Well, first off, classic Twain, just so sharp and to the point, right?
For sure.
But yeah, when I hear that quote, I think it's so interesting how he talks about small people versus great people. And I don't think he's talking about like physical size.
Right, it's got to be something more than that.
Exactly. It's about their mindset. It's about how they impact the people around them. The small people, maybe they're projecting their own insecurities or limitations, holding others back. But then you have the great people, the ones who see potential, who encourage you, who make you believe that you can achieve anything you set your mind to.
That really resonates with me because I can think of times when, someone said something, or maybe even just their attitude, just made me doubt myself. But then there are those other people, those who just have this way of making you feel like you can conquer the world.
Absolutely. We all have those people in our lives. And what Twain is getting at here, I think, is that believing in ourselves is crucial. But that belief can be so heavily influenced by who we choose to spend our time with, the company we keep.
Okay, so we've got this idea that our environment, the people we're surrounded by, they can have a huge impact on us,
Hmm.
right? But how does that actually play out? Like, is there any, scientific evidence to back this up?
Oh, absolutely. There's a ton of research in psychology that really digs into this. For example, there's this concept called self-efficacy. Basically, it's your belief in your own ability to succeed at something. And studies show that self-efficacy is heavily influenced by our social interactions, by the feedback we get from others, by seeing others succeed at similar tasks. And then there's social learning theory, which is all about how we learn by observing and imitating others, especially those we admire or respect.
Right, so we're not just talking about, some folksy wisdom from Mark Twain. There's actual science behind this, which makes it even more powerful.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how this all fits together, but can you give us a real world example just to make it, super clear how these ideas might actually play out?
Sure, let's imagine a young student, right? They're struggling in math, feeling discouraged.
Yeah, I think we've all been there at some point.
Totally. Now, if this student has a teacher who's constantly critical, who doesn't believe in their ability to improve, well, that student might just give up, thinking they're bad at math. They internalize that negative message. But now imagine that same student has a teacher who's patient, who offers encouragement, who breaks down the concepts in a way they can understand, and who celebrates their small victories. That kind of support, that belief from someone they look up to, it can totally change their mindset. It can give them the confidence to keep trying, to believe that they can actually succeed.
That's such a great example
Yeah.
because it shows the power of those great people like Twain was talking about.
Mm.
But it also makes me think about the flip side. What about those small people, the ones who maybe even unintentionally bring us down? Like, how can we recognize those influences and maybe, protect ourselves a little?
Yeah, that's so important. And I think the first step is just awareness. Pay attention to how you feel after you spend time with someone. Do you feel energized, inspired, or do you feel drained, doubtful, like your energy has been zapped?
It's like a gut check, right?
Exactly. Trust your instincts. And then remember that you have a choice. You get to choose who you spend your time with. You can set boundaries. You don't have to engage in every conversation that brings you down. And on the flip side, actively seek out those people who lift you up, who challenge you in a positive way, who believe in your potential. Those are the relationships you want to nurture.
So it's about being mindful, setting boundaries, and surrounding ourselves with the right people,
Yeah.
which, takes effort.
It does, but it's so worth it. Because ultimately, we're talking about our dreams, our goals, our potential. We can't let negativity steal those from us.
That's so powerful. And
Yeah.
it really brings us back to Twain's message, right? He's not just giving us some nice quote to put on a motivational poster. He's giving us a call to action.
Absolutely. He's reminding us that we have a responsibility to ourselves to create an environment where we can thrive, where we can reach our full potential.
And that's something we can all do, starting today.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful and, maybe even a little bit inspiring. And as you go about your day, we encourage you to think about this. Who are the great people in your life? And how can you be a great person for someone else?
Those are great questions to ponder. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening, everyone.